Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. As I've been running around over the last several days, I picked up, not the last several days, but the last couple of weeks, I guess, I picked up DC United along with a Marvel United base game from CMON Games. And if you think this box is not related to this video, then you haven't been paying attention. We'll talk about that after this video is done, but it's not a coincidence this is coming in here. We're going to unbox all of this stuff in this video and see what we've got in here. So, we'll get this out of the way, and we will take a look at DC Superheroes United Batman Hush by CMON. Now, admittedly, between the two comics, between DC and Marvel, I was more of a fan of DC, even if Marvel seems to be getting more of the soloable love. Anyway, we'll start off with this box and see what we've got in here for DC United. When Gotham City's most notorious villains start acting out of character, the Caped Crusader knows a more insidious master plan is at work, devised by the shadowy figure known as Hush. Batman and his allies must act together to protect the innocent, face dire threats, and confront the villains to uncover this revenge plot. But things take a deadly turn when the Man of Steel himself falls under Poison Ivy's mind control. Uh-oh. Well, let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. Shrink wrap is off, so once I throw that in the bin, we will take a look at what's in the box for DC United. These lids are touchy tonight. Of course, we've got our advertisement for free CMON content. We'll put the rulebook for DC United out of the way, give that a thumb through. Loose punch board, not something I usually like seeing, but we can probably deal with that. Then we've got our insert. These are our locations. Looks like our villains. We've got Hush, Superman under mind control, and the Joker. We've got the villain dashboard in the back there. All of our cards. Probably objectives, I would suspect. And presumably battle plans, probably items. Not sure what this cube is for, but I'm sure the rulebook will explain that. Then we've got our minis. As you would expect from a CMON game, the minis are great. There's Batman. I believe this was Catwoman. Huntress, if I had to take a guess. Robin. Superman under mind control. I think that's probably Hush. Harley Quinn. And the Joker. We'll get all of this back in the box. I would be stunned if I still have this game in the insert, especially once I get it all punched and sorted and all of that fun stuff. Anyway, we'll put that in there. Throw the punch board in here. And we'll give the rulebook our cursory thumb through. One to 4 heroes. And we've got supervillain mode. Okay, that could be interesting too. Like an archenemy, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering. How to set everything up. Also a good comic book style vibe to it. Okay, looks like everything's going to be fairly straightforward. Card-driven activations. Not completely sure how I feel about that, but we'll find out soon enough. How supervillain mode works. I wonder if supervillain mode is going to be a thing with the Marvel games. Commander solo mode. Okay. And the rules summary. That's DC United. Now we'll move it into the local game store pickup that I made earlier today, which was Marvel United Multiverse, again from CMON. The fabric of reality is bursting at the seams as new threats emerge from all corners of the multiverse. Variants of the most dangerous supervillains reach out through space and time to seize power. But where powerful villains rise, so too do mighty heroes. They'll travel across dimensions in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. The fate of the multiverse hangs in the balance, with victory only possible if the heroes stand united. Let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. Of course, this was at my local game store on consignment, so it's been re-shrink wrapped. Oh, jarred the camera there. Actually, I think this is... I was going to say it felt like it was double shrink wrapped, but jarred the camera again. But I don't think it was double shrink wrapped. I think it was just the one. This, of course, is a core box, so we can use this with expansions. Anyway, let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. Our free CMON content. We'll skip the rulebook since I imagine it's all the same. We've got our loose punch board again. Both sides of that. Our Marvel United. Locations also still in shrink. Villain dashboard, we've got Maestro in here. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Emperor Doom. And Immortus. That's the villain dashboard. All of the cards. For the heroes. And we've got some of these are probably the plan cards that we'll need for commander mode. Put everything back in the box. And speaking of boxes, we'll turn our attention to our newest delivery that just came in today from Amazon. Let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. Actually, it's a little spoilerific if you look at the back of the box, but I'm going to protect that as much as I can. Although, if you're paying attention to the video, and you paid attention to my comment from earlier, you can guess that this is probably going to be related to it. Looks like we got some blank paper. What we've got in here, though... Oop, hold on. Something was about to fall. What we've got in here is actually a little bit of a bundle. Oop. Because we've got the original base game for Marvel United, Enter the Spider-Verse, and we've got a promo figure for Doctor Strange. We won't crack open the Doctor Strange figure, but we will take a quick look at him. His distinguished neurosurgeon, Dr. Stephen Strange's self-important worldview was shattered, along with his steady operating hands, in a fateful car accident. Desperate to heal his injuries and pride, Strange sought out a legendary sage known as the Ancient One, becoming a pupil of the mystic arts. Learning that his true worth had always come from within, Strange uncovered his full potential and was chosen to become the Sorcerer Supreme, the world's preeminent defender against the darkness that lurks beyond. We'll get that out of the way. I imagine it's got the starting cards in there. But let's take a look at the base game for Marvel United. This is actually a pretty good start into Marvel United. New threats emerge across the world as supervillains sow discord, seize power, and crush ordinary people beneath their heels. What hope remains in a world where their master plans go unopposed? But where powerful villains rise, so too do mighty heroes. They'll travel the world in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face down dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. Let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. All right, we will get this off. As usual, the free CMON content. We'll skip the rulebook as well. Punch board, 2 sets of it. We've got our minis. Our locations, which are a little bit bent, but probably not bad. Then we've got our villains Red Skull, Ultron, and Taskmaster. Those are the only 3 in here. And then, of course, this whole thing is the villain dashboard. All of the cards. What is this? Blue cube, not sure what that's for. More cards, but no mini-size cards, interestingly enough. And I think... Nope, looks like I've got it going on right. Not sure how long this insert is going to stay, though. Especially once I get everything sorted, sleeved, all of that. Wait a second, that insert isn't sitting quite right. I think it goes like that. Other way. I don't like this insert. There we go. Good grief. And then the last thing we've got in here is Marvel United, Enter the Spider-Verse. This is a very small box from the feel of it. The Big Apple sleeps as the Green Goblin plots to sow chaos. While his henchmen kidnap and pillage their way across the city, the Goblin gathers the resources to perfect his secret formula and enhance his powers, but all is not lost. The Spider-Verse has been thrown wide open as Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, and Miles Morales combine forces to face the Green Terror head-on. They'll have to guard their secret identities as intrepid reporters take to the streets to report on their heroics during this massive crime wave. Just what you want when you're trying to be stealthy. Let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. This feels like a much lighter box. Only a sheet of rules, which is double-sided. Punch board. Much smaller insert, our same locations. Villain dashboard for Green Goblin. The cards. And of course we've got the minis all up here, which I probably jarred, so I won't be able to close the box for just a second, but we should be able to fix that easily enough. There we are. And that is everything that I've got so far. For Marvel/DC United. I imagine the DC stuff could cross into Marvel. Marvel could go into DC. I mean, it's my games. I can do what I want with them. Anyway, still a couple more product unboxings to go tonight, so I'm going to start rapid firing through some of those. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.